The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to another extra episode of the Sciforror Film Podcast. And today I'm joined by actor Neil James. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Andy. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you very much. Very good to have you on
Good,
the show.
thanks.
Now, I saw you, was it last year at the Romford Horror Film Festival?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I was busy last year there. I had two shorts and a feature showing. So I was lots of Q&As
yeah,
and
yeah.
things like that. I wasn't able to make it this year, although I did have another short show that showed this year, but yeah, I wasn't able to make it. I was filming in Portsmouth, so I couldn't
Oh,
get up
okay.
there.
That's fair enough.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll start off as I do with everyone. Tell me a little bit about how you got into acting and how you kind of got into doing the horrors and sci-fi films and that sort of thing.
Hmm. Um, I always wanted to be an actor from a child, from kind of like watching Star Wars and James Bond as a little kid. Uh, didn't have much confidence. So I did a little bit as a child, like school plays and things like that. And when I hit my teenage years, I didn't have a huge amount of confidence.
Right.
Uh, and then I was just very irresponsible throughout my twenties and just lots of just kind of partying and not taking life particularly seriously. And then I hit 30 and had a bit of oh, 30 now, not
Yeah.
what am I going to do? And I had a few health problems around the time, and anyway, I think a combination of health problems. I'm absolutely fine now, and but yeah, and hitting that new decade, the 30s, I thought, right, I'm going to try and give it a go. And luckily, I was at college and university. I'd studied drama and I'd studied filmmaking and film studies, media studies. I did a lot of that,
Right.
and I was in a lot of short films. Not many of them very good, but but I was, and I wrote and directed most of these ones that weren't very good. But I had a show reel from the word go. I think a lot of actors starting out, they need experience. You know, people want to see show reels. And in order to have a show reel, you have to do work, and there's
Yeah.
a bit of a catch-22. And I know a lot of people sort of have bespoke show reels made, and I understand why for people starting out. But I was really lucky that before I even started, I thought, oh, I've got enough here for a show reel.
Hmm.
So I started applying for things. First of all, just local student things, and I did a bit of just sort of local amateur dramatics just to get the confidence up. Um, and and then I started applying for more paid work, and uh, yeah, I mean, I started working. So I registered as a self-employed actor. I think in about 2014. I started really going for it about 2011.
Right.
But yeah, actually, when I sort of money started coming in, I think it was not much money. I say there's still not much coming in. But yeah, about 2014. But yeah, so I started professionally 2011. Um, I live in West Sussex. I'm about 20 minutes outside Brighton,
All right.
and I would say the vast majority of my work um, has been kind of Brighton based. There's a lot of production companies there. I've done music videos, plays, films, shorts, TV series, web series, a lot in Brighton, and I'm an hour from London. So yeah, that's that's kind of how I got into it and brings me up here. Horror, I've just always loved horror. I've always been a fan, and I find horror is the genre that I enjoy it all. Like even the low budget, the low budget stuff that hasn't
Yeah,
that hasn't got a huge amount of production value to it will still put a smile on my face. I think horror fans are very forgiving,
yeah,
and they just like that people are willing to have a go. Uh, yeah, I'm so I will watch a lot. I like high budget stuff, but also a lot of low budget stuff that yeah isn't great, but I still find myself kind of grinning along with it.
yeah.
And
No, I
yeah, I
agree.
don't actively pursue horror roles. It's not like I'm constantly looking for horror, but I do get a little bit more excited when I get cast in a
Yeah,
horror
I
film.
mean, I was looking through your list of films on IMDb, and there
Mm.
are a number of comedies and drama things
Yeah.
and thrillers and that sort of thing as well. Um, but even some of the dramas and thrillers are quite dark in
Mm.
their
Yeah.
content. So that, I can see those. Now, I was quite interested with the fact that the first film I could find, short film it was, I could find listed for you is called Gangsters versus Vampires.
Yeah. No, that film vanished. Um,
All right.
it was really good. And I remember we were a team of gangsters. And we were going about our sort of gangster business, performing hits and yeah,
Yeah.
intimidating people. And we came across this ancient vampire who just took us all out. Really sad story, actually. It just never. It just went. We've wrapped, and then it went quiet, and then a sort of a poster appeared, and an IMDb page appeared, and I don't know what happened to it. I do
Oh
remember sort of,
wow.
messaging the producer and messaging the director, and they weren't in touch. And I just, yeah, there's a couple on my CV that just never got completed. So I've
Wow.
got
That's
pictures from it. I've got, stills from the shooting of it, but it never got finished. But yeah, that was a great title.
yeah. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange though. It's just disappeared like that. It's quite
It's happened to me
interesting.
a few times. Yeah, a couple of features and a handful of shorts that just never got whether it's never got edited or I don't know. Um, Sometimes there was one I chased and chased and chased, and in the end, one of the crew members said the hard drive corrupted and just all the
Oh
footage was
wow.
lost. Um, that wasn't a
Yeah.
horror, that was a comedy, but yeah, it does happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a real shame because there's so much hard work goes into these things, and then
Absolutely.
just to not get finished. Yeah, so that was gangsters versus
Wow.
vampires.
I noticed a smattering of science fiction and fantasy films, and amongst your ones, the one that caught my eye title-wise was the National Union of Space People.
Well, do you know what, Andy? That is another of the films that
Oh
I did
wow!
that didn't get completed. I don't want to think, I don't want you to think or people to think I'm cursed, and if you cast me in it, it will never be complete. The National Union, yeah, it was called
It's
something
just
else when we filmed
a
it.
very strange title. It just made me think, what the hell was that about?
It was a spoof. Yeah, it was a spoof. It was kind of a little bit Naked Gun-ish about a team of astronauts that had to go up and stop a meteor that was heading towards Earth.
Right.
Yeah, that didn't get finished. I think the problem with that was effects. They just couldn't afford to pay anyone to do these effects, and so I think they sort of attempted to have some students help them with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I'm still good friends with. Still in touch with the director, and I've got a lot of stills from that shoot, and there were some quite big actors on that as
Wow.
well.
Yeah.
People I see on TV, all the time. I don't know how he got them. It was an early sort of job for me. Um, but yeah, that was another one. Real shame, never got finished.
Very strange. The film that a short film I remember seeing at last year's Romford Festival was Ash Sunday.
Yeah, now
Uh,
that did get finished. See,
yeah,
some of them do
yeah,
get finished that I'm in.
I really liked that film. I remember watching that. I thought it was really good, and really, really well done. Um,
Yeah.
and I chatted to you there, and it was kind of like you seem to get on really well with the crew and with the director making that.
Yeah, the director has cast me in his debut feature as his leading man. And that is a comedy. It's a comedy martial arts film.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, he said I'd like you to be the lead. I'm making this martial arts comedy, and I said, well, I can't do martial arts. And he said, well, no, that's the joke.
All right.
Like,
Okay.
he said everyone else does all this like high kicking martial arts around you, but you're just a bit of a bumbling fool. Yeah,
Fair enough.
that's that's half been shot. It's been filmed in three blocks, and we've just finished block two, and I think they're now trying to raise extra money to make the third act really sort of high kicking. So I think there'll be a couple of months before we go back to that. But that was the director from Ash Sunday.
Cool.
So Ash Sunday is a kind of dark. That's a
Yeah,
comedy
it's
horror, I
dark
suppose.
comedy. Yeah,
Um,
but it was. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a
yeah,
great film. It's good fun.
yeah,
And I
definitely.
was surprised. I didn't know you were in it. But last year, the end of last year, we reviewed the R.I.P. Man. And
Oh well,
at the
yeah.
time, I didn't know you were actually in that. And I saw you. I mean, you were a supporting role in that. But
I'm one of the cops. Yeah,
I was just kind of like, I saw you on the screen. I thought, oh, okay,
yeah. I get around. Yeah, um, yeah. I did. That was. Well, I mean, that's directed by Jamie Langlands, who directed The Cellar,
yeah,
um, which I played the big baddie in. And he said, yeah, he said, do you want to come in and do a day on the R.I.P. man just as one of the detectives? And I said yes. And then he kept adding. He said, actually, I think I'm going to put you in another scene. So I ended up doing three days on the R.I.P. man. But I never, even though that's a horror and a slasher, I never saw any of that because our scenes were all the police arrived
yeah,
after, you know.
yeah.
So all the blood and all the scary stuff had happened, and then we arrived. So it
You're gonna
didn't feel
be
like I was shooting a horror at all. It was just all the scenes are just police procedural. Um, and I've literally 2 days ago filmed a scene playing the same character in the R.I.P. Man 2.
yeah. I was gonna
And
say I
and
saw.
once again, I didn't see any horror. I was just talking about a big horrific death of well, I shouldn't say which character, but yeah, yeah, someone. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful what you can and can't say, haven't you? I suppose.
Yeah,
Um,
with the films that aren't out, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, do you prefer making sort of comedy horrors or straight horror?
No, no, I just get cast in them quite a bit. The comedy ones. I've just so one I've just the reason I couldn't come to Romford was I was on a film called The Sessions, which was
Right.
filming in Portsmouth, made by a brilliant company called Trash Arts,
Yeah.
and I got soaked in blood. I've still got blood on me. Actually, I still can't get the fake blood off my yeah, it's still got loads of it in my where it pooled in my shoe. It's all over. It's still all over my feet.
Oh, right.
And that was absolutely amazing because we literally got drenched in blood, and I got to drink the blood syrup and spit it all out everywhere. And the guys that do the special effects that do the blood, they just love it. So when they you do a big blood scene, and, there's blood flying everywhere, and then they call cut. These people are just so happy. They're so happy. Um,
It's a funny thing.
it's
I don't think of people who aren't into horror and don't make horror films don't seem can't seem to understand the joy of having
yeah,
blood splattered all over you.
yeah, it's great. And I mean, I'm terrible with blood in real life.
Oh yeah, me
But it's
too.
because I know it's fake. Because I know it's fake. So on TV and even on set, fake blood I have no issue with. Whereas there's yeah, someone can cut themselves and I feel faint. But yeah, the fake blood is yeah, I have no trouble with it. So I think I do like um the straighter stuff. It's fun. I'm trying to write a couple of horror films at the moment. Well, I say
Yeah.
trying to. I am writing them, but one of them is very straight, and the other is kind of tongue in cheek, a lot of dark humor.
All right.
So yeah, I guess maybe that tells me I just like both. Um,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
going to say, have you thought about, moving across? Because a lot of people I talk to
Hmm.
have moving across from sort of from just acting into directing and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've got a past of of writing. Um, I I wouldn't class myself as a writer. I don't enjoy writing. Um, if you know, I was kind of I'd meet some people and they go, "Oh, I just love it. I just love it. I'm writing all the time. I love it." It gives me a headache because I want it to be so good and I want it to, yeah. So I kind of people that tell me they really enjoy writing, I say you must be doing it wrong then.
Yeah,
Um, because it keeps me awake at night, like plot points, things like that,
yeah.
and does this make sense? Does that make sense? Um, but I just happen to be feeling quite inspired at the moment. And
Oh,
uh, and yeah, I am, I've formed a little production company with Megan Adara, who I'm sure you're aware of. She was in The Cellar and The R.I.P. Man and
yeah,
many
yeah.
others. And yeah, we're we're going to do it.
So are you
Um,
going to be will you be directing those, or or will you get
well,
somebody else to come in to
okay,
direct
so
them?
so the two I'm writing, one of them I'm in. I'm intending to be in it a lot, and I don't think I would want to take on the huge job of being a co-lead in a film and directing and
Yeah.
also kind of producing as well. So I think I would be wanting a director for that. The other one, I'm not in that much, and it's found footage. So because I'm not in it much and it's found footage, I think that's the one I want to kind of cut my director's teeth on.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'd
that-
probably co-direct it, with Megan, but because it's found footage, I haven't got to worry about lighting, you know,
yeah, yeah,
hundreds of different shots per scene because,
yeah.
the lighting's not supposed to be perfect in these films, in the way it's presented. Yeah, so the found footage one has a lot of humor in it. The other one, which I suppose would be a mystery slasher, is more straight. Not trying to reinvent the wheel at all or anything like
No,
that. It's
no.
just trying to make some fun films that
Yeah,
people
no,
that
that
I would
sounds
like to
good.
watch and that hopefully other people would like to watch. We just want to come up with some interesting characters and some interesting kills and yeah, lots of just horror fun, I guess. So
Yeah.
at the moment, I'm watching a lot of found footage horror.
Right.
Um, and again, going back to what I was saying earlier, some of the really high budget, high end ones, and also some on YouTube that look like they've been made for about 200 quid. Um,
Yeah, no, I know what you
and
mean.
yeah, there's a lot of them out there. It's I
It-
didn't I think I'd probably only seen like the kind of the most famous, Blair Witch, Cloverfield, Paranormal Activity, but I've come
it,
across some really good ones.
it's quite a big market out there for people who really love found footage films, eh?
Hmm,
You know,
yeah,
and
I yeah I think maybe I looked down my nose at it, but thought it was you know, a bit easy, and actually
yeah,
from writing them and watching them, it's not at all. It's
no,
actually a lot
no,
harder, um, because you can't just cut away to another camera because there isn't another camera. So
yeah.
um, yeah, I've just uh, wrapped on a film. I only did a few days on it called Goliath, which is shooting
Yeah.
locally, and that's a found footage. And that's yeah, I think that's going to be a really good film. I love the trailer.
Because
Uh,
I'd seen there were three films I saw that you were going to be involved in that I've been kind of following them, what's going on with them on Facebook and that. There was Goliath,
mhm.
the RIP Man 2,
Yeah,
and the Whistleblower and the Whistleblower.
yeah, that's the one. That's the martial arts.
Oh,
uh,
okay.
adventure. That's the one that I've shot half of.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
by the
wasn't sure how
director.
far down that was. How far
Yeah,
down
no,
the road.
that's the one that's by the director James Allen, who directed Ash Sunday.
Yeah.
Uh, hmm, yeah, so they're all very different. Like I say, the R.I.P. Man 2, I think I filmed the other day. I think that was their fourth day of shooting. I'm not sure how many days they've got, but that was day four for them. Um, Goliath, I believe, has wrapped and is now going into, you know,
Okay.
well, not. I think it might even be edited. I think it's sound design, things like that. Um, yeah, I'm very excited to see Goliath. Hopefully, maybe that will go to Romford next year.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice. I
Mm.
didn't notice on IMDb did have two other films on there that are upcoming films that you're involved in, Stargazers and
Yeah.
The Last Time You Saw Me.
Yeah. The last time you saw me is a fantastic film. It's a drama um, about a young woman who's estranged from her family, who
Right,
finds out that her mother's passed away and decides to go home for the funeral and kind of breaks down on the way home. It's drama.
right,
Um, I think that is currently searching for distribution. I'm not sure if it's going down a festival route.
okay.
Um, I I don't have a huge role. I have actually a couple. I've got a voice role in it and a non-speaking visual role. So um, uh,
Okay,
yeah, I play the lead character is a model, and I play her very impatient agent. So I think a lot of times in the film you hear me sort of just moaning at her over the phone. Um, I don't want her to go back for this to disappear. I've got things for her to do,
yeah,
and then I play a kind of mysterious, well, just kind of a bit of a shady man. Um,
right.
so that's a fantastic film, and I don't think they've really started promoting it yet. I think there probably is a trailer. There definitely is a trailer. I've seen a trailer, but they
Okay.
haven't. They're not pushing that film yet. I think that's sort of there's some things bubbling away with that. Stargazers is finished, and I went to a cast and crew screening last month of it, and
Okay.
it's delightful. It's kind of like an homage to uh, E.T., Stand By Me, those kind of 80s coming of age films.
Right.
Um, it's about two teenagers who are trying to solve a kind of the mystery of alien signals going on in their small town.
Oh, cool.
And I play the the lead the lead boy's dad, kind of crazy professor. Yeah, that's great. It's got spaceships, it's got aliens, it's got ray guns. That's right up my street.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, that sounds good to me.
yeah,
Definitely.
it's getting its festival premiere, I think, in a couple of weeks' time at the Made in Sussex Film Festival.
Cool.
So I think I'm going to be doing a Q&A after that with some of the other cast. But yeah, Stargazers is lovely.
Okay.
Absolutely a lovely
I'll,
film if you're into that kind
I'll
of
keep an eye out
nostalgic
for that because that definitely
80s stuff.
does sound
Yeah.
like the sort of thing I'm into. Um,
Yeah, not much horror in it, but
no,
but
no,
it's
no. I don't. I,
yeah.
yeah. I equally like science fiction and horror films. I just,
Mm,
it's they were the two things I grew up with, if you like. I grew up with the
yeah.
sort of 1950s B movies that they used to show on the TV,
Hmm.
and the Universal horror films. So I
Yeah.
grew up with all that.
Have
Um,
you have you got sorry, I shouldn't
no,
be
no, go
asking
on.
you questions. I was going to say, have you got favorites? Have you got an all-time?
Or I don't know. I suppose my science fiction favourites would probably be from that sort of era, from the 50s sort of things. Would be The Day the Earth Stood Still
Yeah.
and Forbidden Planet.
Ugh. I see.
Pro-
Yeah, I get
Probably
it.
my two favourite science
Nice.
fiction films. As far as horror stuff goes, I kind of I started off getting into sort of like I remember watching Double Bill on BBC TV of the Universal films like Dracula and Frankenstein and the Wolfman and all that kind of stuff. I
Yeah, yeah.
loved them. But then they went over to, I don't know if it was BBC. I think it was still the BBC. Started showing all of Roger Corman's Edgar Allan Poe films
Oh, yeah.
with
Okay. I
Vincent
haven't seen
Price
them, but
in,
I'm
and
aware
I
of them.
absolutely fell in love with them. They were the
Yeah.
best thing I'd ever seen, and I still love them. And Vincent Price is still my favourite horror actor.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Theatre of Blood and
Yeah,
uh, The
yeah.
Abominable Dr. Phibes.
Well, Doctor
Yeah.
Fives, those two films are brilliant.
Yeah.
Love
Love
them.
it.
Um, no good. So, I mean, apart from the films that you're working on writing,
Mm.
um, is there anything else that you've got coming up in the next sort of year or so?
There's a film in development called Lust for Life, which is about a therapist who one of his patients believes that she's a vampire,
Oh, okay.
um, and maybe she is, maybe she isn't.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
in very early development. That's not something I'm involved in writing. It's just yeah, that's in development, and I think looking for investors.
Okay.
Um, I've got the rest of the final block of the whistleblower, the martial arts one. Uh, I've been casting a couple of short films locally that are coming up. They're not horror. I don't know what yet. More kind of comedy.
Right.
Um, I'm always looking. It's a constant. It's just a constant, hustle. Always applying for things. And I just think, yeah. In the meantime, when I'm not working, Megan and I are going to be working on these, getting these horrors produced. Like I say, writing
Yeah.
started, a bit of casting, it's certainly casting ideas in place.
Good.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
exciting. We
great.
hope
That's
to
great.
definitely hope to do something this year.
Well, I
Mm,
wish you all the best with the writing and the production of your own films. So
thank
I
you.
hope they go well, and all the best for the other films that you're working on or in. And I hope to see as many of them as possible at festivals.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too. Yeah, I'll have to keep my eye out. Yeah, and see what Stephen Lancefield's up to because he's always making
Yeah.
some chilling little horrors.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I didn't. I don't know if you did you see him at Romford this year?
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, I'll get. Yeah, we've got some mutual friends. Maybe we'll bump into each other.
I'm sure we will. At some point, our paths will cross.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm probably going to go off and find another found footage film to watch on YouTube. See if
Fair enough.
I go high
Um,
budget or low budget. We'll see. Hmm.
but thank you for being on the show. It's been really good to talk to you.
That's been a
Um,
pleasure.
Everybody out there, look, as I always do, I will post links to Neil's social media so you can keep an eye on what films he's in and what's going on as far as his career is concerned. Check out any of his films that you come across because I I haven't seen lots of them, but the ones I have seen have been good. So check them out and see what you
Thank
think.
you. Mhm.
Thanks
Thanks,
a
Andy.
lot. Thank you to everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.